Hello and welcome to the 101st episode of Get Out of Rap TV. 101. It's the 24th of June. I hope you are all well. Let's start with thanking my partners. We have Quetzal. Look, I've got the finger point right. I've got Quetzal. I am doing a bit of research with them and a survey, so I might be contacting you to help me out. Alvaria CX doing wonderful things in proactive customer outreach. I had a great meeting last week with the guys and Gary Gormley. Better, who I am talking to every day at the moment because their guys are in the team leader community. And of course, the forum. Lovely time with Dave a couple of weeks ago. And also, of course, Chris and Phil and Ian. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are there. There was a bit of a delay on last week's show. So I do hope I am coming through on your LinkedIn. Please do come in and say hello. We have a very, very special show for you today. There he is. The first comment is from Dan. Hello, Dan. Hey up, legend. Hey up, mate. We haven't spoken for a while. We must catch up and try not to spend it all just talking about football. But good to see you, my friend. Let's start with a bit of an icebreaker because then after the icebreaker and getting to know each other, I have a very, very special guest that is waiting patiently in the green room with M&Ms and champagne. Okay, so let's crack on. You can only take one item out of your house. What is it? Now, let's assume you're out of the house and you've got your loved ones and your pets. So, what is the one item? You're in a hurry. I didn't want to write in there to say your house is on fire. Don't want to put that out in the universe, but let's just say you are having to charge out. Oh, hello, Tracy. Good morning. Have you managed to coerce Rowan to watch as well? It was great to see you the other day. Too long, catch up soon. Definitely, Dan. Definitely. We talk coffee and logistics. Yes, Tracy. Have you managed to get Rowan to join? Are we going to see him? Anyway, let's get on with this. Look, you can only take one item out of your house. What is it? What's the one thing that means something to you that you would grab and charge out of the house with? Your loved ones and your pets. Assume they are. Luke is here. The socks my grandma knitted me. Oh, I love that. I was going to say Hugo has a lovely blanket that my nana knit him. So I would take that. Ed from Quetzal. Hello, my friend. And I've remembered, so we're doing a t-shirt draw coming up, Ed. And I remembered I owe you one anyway. So I will get you that t-shirt. Charlie says passports, they're a nightmare to get again. Charlie Adams, great book, by the way. It's just people, a manager's toolkit. So do check out Charlie's book. Alan from Clubhouse Golf is here. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Jonathan, hello. How are you? So what is the one item you are going to take? Rowan's here. Hi, Martin. Tracy just reminded me. Sorry, mate. But you did say. So Charlie says passports. They're a nightmare to get again. You're so far the only practical response, Charlie. All of the others, we're a bit, myself and Luke, a bit sentimental. It was a toss-up between the blanket my nana made for Hugo or my signed Son shirt. But that is going to be a bit more difficult to carry. So Nick, hello Nick, how are you doing, my friend? Nick Home is here. Alan says my 1985 Everton shirt signed by Big Nev. Wow, that is a good one. 1985, was Sharp your sponsor? Was that the Sharp one? Neville Southall, brilliant. Pleasure, says Rohan. Morris, good morning, Morris. I would struggle between my photos and my guitar, but then I would probably take the computer and regret it. I'm leaving my laptop. That can go. Um, that's a good one. Photos and guitar. Do you play the guitar then, Morris? We're always learning stuff out about each other, aren't we? Didn't know you played the guitar. Hey, Daniel, joining us from a train. Thank you very much. That is commitment. Morning from a train. Signal will be sketchy. Well, I'm amazed you're even here from a train. It can't be Great Western. I do like them, but there's no such thing as a signal from them. So I'm going to leave this running just for a couple more minutes. Come on, let me know. You can only take one item out of your house. What is it? In fact, I'm going to ask our special guest this when she comes in. In fact, why don't we do that now? I'm very, very pleased to say we have a very, very special guest joining us right now. Please do use the comments section to say hello, but also to ask any questions. And without further ado, I'm very pleased to announce Jackie Pringle, the Director of Awards from the CCMA, on the back of a great event a week and a day ago, last week, the UK National Contact Centre Awards. Jackie, welcome to Get Out of Rap TV.
Oh, good morning, Martin. Thank you. Please don't big me up too much. I'm sure I'm not that special a guest. And I knew you were going to ask me that question. I was looking how I could put my answer in the comments. So I think it'd have to be my phones. I have a personal mobile phone and a work mobile phone, and I think I'd just be a little bit lost without them, because not just from a work perspective, but like all your photos are on it and all my apps, and I shop on it and everything. So I think I'm a little bit like the passport guy. I've gone a little bit practical, but the sentiment in there as well.
Yeah, I like that. I was going to say, when I was growing up, if someone had two mobile phones, you had to be careful.
I know they do say to me, "Is that your drug dealer phone?" But yeah, it is my work phone, because obviously I've got a couple of self-employed roles, and yeah, I've got my. That's why I have two phones. I have a work phone and a personal phone. Yeah.
Now, actually, let's just catch up here a second. So Neris is here. You know, morning, finally
Neris.
10 a.m. on a Tuesday that I'm free. My memory boxes, Neris has memory boxes. Steve Powell, the lovely Steve. Sorry I was late. Does two beagles count? Couldn't take one without the other. They're safe. They're already there. And Morris, I do play the guitar. I once played live in front of 500,000 people.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Jake says, my two Yorkshire Terriers, well, maybe one, as one is very yappy. And Dan, Steve Powell, I have two beagles too. Now, Jackie, back to you.
Yes.
So well done on the awards last week. It was an amazing event, but you don't get much time to sit back and smell the roses, do you?
No, it's a weird one, really, because you're so busy and you're so caught up in the moment, in the run up to it. It's obviously really busy, and then on the night it just kind of it all happens around you, and then before you know it, and then afterwards you just sit back and you reflect on it. And I think this time last week, I was just thinking to myself, I am always a one for this time last week, this time next week type person. And I was thinking this time last week, gosh, the team were having breakfast next morning. We were kind of having a debrief about it all. And then I was sending everything out to everybody while they were all hungover and travelling home, so that hopefully when they got back to the desk the next day, they had everything they needed from us. So yeah, it was wonderful. And as always, the feedback's been amazing. You know, I always get like goosebumps when I see all those lovely things that people write on LinkedIn, not just about the event, but how it's made them feel. That's the big thing for me. How did it make them feel? How did it make a difference as soon as they went back to their organisation? I think one finalist wrote to me and said that I think the board had come down on the floor and given them a round of applause or something, you know, and it's things like that, isn't it? That,
yeah.
So yeah, it was lovely, and we were blessed with good weather. Had it been last night, it might have been different. I don't know what it was like where you were, but it was very rainy here last night. So
very.
Yeah, so we had that gorgeous sunshine on the terrace. So somebody somewhere's looking down on us and bringing us that sunshine, because that's every year we've been at Old Billingsgate. We've had that beautiful sunshine on the terrace, which was lovely. So yeah.
Oh, it was a great event, and one of your team is here, Chris. Look, morning all. Very practical choice. My colleague, by my colleague Jackie. There. If I had to choose one item, I'd have to grab my 5'8" AI Merrick Flyer surfboard. Wow, my favorite board, and they don't make them anymore. Could also be double up as an ironing board and a table for your lap if needed.
Very practical as well.
Yeah. So, as I said, you go from one, but you're here now to talk about the next big thing, which of course is now been, I think everyone refers to it as the ECCCSA, but to give it its full title, the European Contact Center and Customer Service Awards.
Correct. Well done. Yeah. It's always the first thing that I kind of, if people contact me and they're entering for the first time, or they're talking to me about it for the first time, especially from across Europe, and people will say, you know, I'm interested in the ECCCSA, and I'm like, whoa, stop. First top tip is it's the ECCCSA. Just call it the ECCCSA. We all know. So yeah, the ECCCSA. So yeah, we are less than a month till close. We close 3 weeks on Friday. So crazy. And I think, as you heard me say on stage last week at the UK Awards, my most asked question after who's the celebrity or who's the legend is, will you extend the deadline? And as usual, no, we won't extend the deadline. So if you are thinking of entering, then please do make sure that your entries are with us by midnight on Friday, the 18th of July.
And that's why we're doing this, really, isn't it? That we just want to shout out, we just want to make people aware as much as possible that 3 weeks isn't that long. It doesn't take long to recognize that you've got a team or an activity or a project that's worthy of consideration and worthy of highlighting. But you should start the process now of getting it in, getting the nomination in. Am I right in thinking, though, that a company can submit and then amend afterwards?
Absolutely, yeah. So if anybody hasn't yet started and is interested in starting, there's a couple of steps that I would recommend. And thanks, Chris, he's put the link into the website there. But when you go on the website, there is a toolkit that you can download that's got all hints and tips on it, hints and tips about what the categories are, all the category descriptions. So if you're a paper person, then that's all there for you, and it's got loads of advice in about how to write good entry, all those key dates and things like that. So that's one thing that you can do. There's a webinar on there that myself and Professor Moira Clark, who's our chair of judges, so we recorded that, back in January, I think. No, not January. Hang on, let me just get my months right. May, June, when we recorded that. Not long after we opened. And so again, she gives lots of helpful advice about what the judges are looking for in an entry. And I've got lots of screen grabs in there of what the system's like. So when you go into the awards portal, what all those different screens look like as you walk through. And so, yeah, those are two things that you can do to kind of get yourself in the zone. But the big step really is register on the awards portal. There's no obligation to submit. There's no obligation to go through with it. But what that allows you to do is get into the portal. So it's dead easy. You just register, get yourself into the portal. And then when you choose the category that you might be interested in, it'll open up the questions that it's going to ask you. But there's loads of helpful guidance in there for each question. Now, that's not all in the toolkit, because it would be like... it would be like one of those old-fashioned encyclopedias, because every category has got different questions. So every category's got different guidance that goes with the questions, if that makes sense. So if you're thinking of entering, best thing to do is get into that portal, get into those categories that you're thinking about, look what questions you've got to answer, and use that guidance. So to your point, Martin, you know, it does take time, but it doesn't take time. We are absolutely trying to make this as easy as you can to enter and guide you through it. So those prompts hopefully will help you just put the right things in the right boxes, give it your absolute best shot, And then if you are lucky enough to be a finalist, that's when you can then start to put the work into your presentations, or, you know, if it's a category where we're going to come and visit you, you can build out that agenda and really showcase your site. If it's a panel presentation, then that's where you can really think about what you're going to include in that presentation. So loads of help and you know, support there. And I'm here. I'm at the end of the phone, an email, a WhatsApp. Don't forget, I've got that other phone. So yeah, you can always talk to me. You know, at this time of year, a lot of people say, I'm just thinking, is it this category or is it that category? And if we talk it through, sometimes that helps people decide where it should land. And the other thing that I always say there is, if you put it into the wrong category, when the judges are doing all the shortlisting, if they think it's a better fit in another category, they'll get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with you and say, the judges think it's better here. Are you okay with that? That's where I'm proposing putting it forward. So, you know, if you're not quite sure, throw it in anyway. Nothing to lose.
And it's all heading towards, I love what Neris has written here. Whoop, whoop, the Xers, my favorite time of the year. It's a privilege to hear the amazing stories. And Chris, thank you for the resources that you're sharing in the comments there, including in the toolkit. But all of this, doing this, getting it in, getting ready, is so you can celebrate the amazing stuff that's happening across Europe in our industry, because it is definitely the pinnacle. I think it's the pinnacle of European contact center and customer service awards, and a celebration of everything that's great in what we do. What are some of the key dates after that? So they've got 3 weeks to get a nomination in. Then how long? When did you say the finalists are announced?
Yeah, so the finalists are announced on the 20th of August. So that gives us like a month to wade through all the entries, make sure they're all eligible, you know. So make sure that the operation is in Europe for all but one of those categories. So there is one category which is best customer service into Europe if an operation is outside of Europe, and that's only eligible if you're delivering customer service into Europe. So we check all of that, and then we kind of give it all out to the panel of shortlisting judges. So Neris will be looking out for that email in her inbox where I'm inviting her to be on the judging jury. And so in that shortlisting stage, all of that happens. And then on the 20th of August, we will write to everybody, every nominator, about every entry, saying whether it's been successful or not. If it has been successful, then obviously names up there on the website. And then I very quickly let you know when your judging is, what format it is, and give you that guidance so you can start preparing for your judging session. And then that's it. There's no further judging after that. So that will all happen in September or October. And most of the judging sessions are done virtually via what we call panel presentations. So you will prepare a presentation for 20 minutes to give to the judges, and then the judges will have 20 minutes of questions and answers to spend with you. So we always schedule them in for an hour, and that's how most of the categories will work. With some of the categories, judges will come out, trains, planes and automobiles, and I've got a network of judges across Europe through our association partners as part of ECCA, which is the European Customer Contact Alliance, which
not another abbreviation.
Another abbreviation. Sorry about that, Martin. Yeah. So for the categories that are best new customer contact operation, for the best employee experience, and for contact centre of the year and outsourced contact centre of the year, the judges will come out. They want to smell the coffee. They want to see what's on the walls. They want to feel it. They want to touch it. So for those categories, they will come out. And then after all that's ended, obviously, huge calibration piece goes on in the background. And then that's when we can order the trophies and get everything organised in the background. And I don't know whether you've realise, Martin, but sometimes the stars are just aligned, aren't they? So we are celebrating 25 years of the X's on the 25th of November, 2025.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
So that's where the winners will be announced. That's where you know, it will all happen. And people say it's like winning an Oscar. They say it year after year. It's a truly remarkable event. It's a truly remarkable feeling, and that, you know, kind of carries on throughout the year afterwards.
I think just hearing you talking about it is, you can feel, I feel like slightly nervous. I'm not going to be entering, but it's just the excitement, and you can see from Pete as well. Morning all, looking forward to another X's, love judging, and the night itself is always a fantastic night out, and it does hit different. It hits different because it's European. There's, you know, it's just, I love that kind of I love going around and meeting people that are from Romania, from Ukraine, from Poland. You know, it's just a fantastic event, and it starts now. Thank you, Chris, for all of the updates and where you can see categories, because I can see Spencer is asking about inclusion, and absolutely there's a best approach to DEIB, which is brilliant. And so you're going to have a well-earned few days off, but then you are back to it, Jackie, as soon as you're
absolutely, yeah.
As soon as you're
and
back.
Just to answer Spencer's other question there, absolutely, you can self-nominate. Nobody better. You know your work, you know your story, you know your project, you know your team. Absolutely. I mean, we have it all ways. We will have suppliers, outsourcers that nominate clients. We will have clients that will nominate themselves. We will have in-house people that will nominate themselves. Anything, yeah. But no, absolutely, Spencer. Self-nominate. And if you want to chat about anything, then please do get in touch, because I'm really happy to help. So yeah.
Jackie, thanks so much. And as Chris has said, exa.com is the place to go to find out all about it. But do not let the moment pass where you do not recognize something great going on in your contact center. You've got 3 weeks. It's simple, as Jackie's explained. There's loads of resources. There's loads of help available. So put this on your to-do list and get it done in the next 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Look forward to working with all of you that decide to go for it in the next 3 weeks and 3 days, and however many minutes it is till midnight on Friday, the 18th of July. Thanks for having me, Martin. It's always an absolute pleasure to talk to you. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Jackie. Bye.
Bye.
Isn't that great? I can't wait. I love the X's. Such a great celebration. Now, one of you is going to be celebrating now, because we are going to do the draw for the t-shirt. If you remember, I've got a new design for Get Out of Rap TV. Well, just for Get Out of Rap, actually, for the t-shirt. You all added your comments in on the last show, on the 100th episode, and we're going to see now who's won. So get ready. Here we go. It's spinning. It's spinning. The winner is Jamie Corbett. Jamie, Susanna, you just missed out. I'm sorry, but Jamie Corbett, you are the winner of the t-shirt. I don't know if you're here today. Don't worry, I will message you. If you do fancy a t-shirt, just let me know. Pete Dunn says there's loads of guidance and help available, and I've not met anyone who isn't happy to chat as a winner, finalist, judge. Get entered. So true. And good to see you, Peter, mate. Okay, well done, Jamie. I will contact you about the t-shirt, and I'm sure we'll do another competition. Chris says, thanks for all your Exa crews. Chris from the CCMA, please do follow up with Jackie for any specific queries. And Chris has shared his email address there as well. Okay, now then, onwards. Here is a question for you all. Which areas do you think, which areas of the contact center are going to see the biggest impact due to AI? Um, as our understanding of the practical applications of AI continue to get better and better, and we're seeing live examples, I've read a lot recently about the word displacement. So, not necessarily losing people, but just moving them into different areas and creating new roles for people. I wonder what you think, though, in terms of if you think about the setup of a contact center, operations, support, um, WFM, training, HR, QA, what areas of the contact center are going to see the biggest impact due to AI? And there is the bottom line. Yes. I'm assuming that like a healthier bottom line is what you mean. Um, but very insightful as ever. It's so good to see you here, Neris, as well. So, which areas of the contact center are going to see the biggest impact? And I'm not saying that is a negative impact. I'm just saying, what does? Okay, Lucas stopped my wittering with a very insightful comment. Onboarding of new staff through the intelligent use of agent assist. So that speed to competency, Luke, is what you're saying there. That we're going to see potentially through the use of AI, people being ready to go live quicker. I would note some caution there that you do need to. Maybe that gives you more time actually to build connections and really get people into the culture of your company. I can remember when I first became a senior leader, there was always a pressure to reduce our speed to competency. We wanted people effective quickly. That was a challenge at times, not necessarily a positive one. I would have loved to have had things like agent assist then. So you're right. Charlie Adams says, analysts and insight teams, the skills needed are changing fast. So true. Tracy Newton says, I always smile now, Tracy, when I see your comment up because I know what a live wire and how lovely you and Rowan are. Agent assist and real time guidance. Yeah, two there for like Luke, two on agent assist. I do like your comment, Charlie, about the insight teams. They're going to have to become more interpreters or journalists, I've heard as well. Payda says ops support CI functions should be the areas that see the biggest impact. Hopefully this time, the biggest positive impact will be at the front line, with the support areas reducing effort and cognitive load. Brilliant. Driving better culture and engagement, better CPD. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Pete. So true. And Tracy, back to your point, that kind of real-time guidance should lead to our frontline, our customer-facing colleagues in our industry feeling a bit better supported, I'd like to say. Of course, it does depend on the source information being kept up to date. Spencer, did you hear that DWP made headlines? They just awarded a multi-million-pound contract for a new digital platform to support their massive call center. Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? There's some interesting comments on that. Rowan says customer experience improvements due to reduced wait times. That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one. Ed Smith and Quetzal shared a great post the end of last week. Go and check it out. Please do follow my partners as well, but go and have a look at Quetzal's page because they talked about the fact that the iPhone latest update has a functionality now where it will wait in a queue for you. I do hope that, like Rowan has said, we see customer experience improvements. Kerry, I've heard lots of great feedback on the power of the QA in contact centers through AI. Very, very, very true. Danny Green, hello, my friend. Contacts are already complex due to automation. Using IVR more effectively will reduce calls further and mean that agents will only be dealing with complex queries or become exception handlers, which is something we've got to be very careful with and make sure we look after people. I think cognitive load was mentioned by Peter, and that is an impact of that. Nick Holmes says QA and compliance, and I agree. Danny, that's a positive thing, by the way. Having the time to dig into more complex queries and really supporting customers through to resolution. I agree. The only thing I would say is, having been an agent myself and then team leader for many years, the transactional inquiries that I was taking were the chance where I could just like relax a little, mentally relax. If you said to me right now, come and work in a contact center, and the only interactions you're going to have with customers will be complex and escalations and things like that, I would like to hope that there were more breaks, that there was support for the fact. Don't get me wrong, that it's interesting, but it's not like you're going to be a detective solving different things every time. You're still going to have variations of the same stuff. But yes, you can help customers more, which is going to be great. But I do worry a little bit about what it's going to mean for people's well-being, and just make sure that we're all over that. Morris says, I've worked in AI Insight recently, and it will change insight practices because it is changing what qual and quant are. I love it. Android's had that feature from 2021. Yeah, it's often the way Peter made, isn't it? But I can't ever leave now. Agent Assist needs to actually assist. I've seen some that had a bot voice into the call. For many, especially the neurodiverse, this is asking for overload and burnout. Very true. Customer service and support is where AI is making the biggest splash in contact centers, says Spencer. From smart chatbots handling routine queries to real-time coaching and call summaries, boosting agent performance. It's all about faster service, better experiences, and lower costs. This is where the real transformation is happening. Very true, Spencer. Danny, yeah, good point, Martin. And usually the ones that helped your performance stats. Yes, very true. I always needed help in quality, which is weird because I did spend 5 years working for BPA quality. That was like poacher turned gamekeeper approach, I think. Yeah, so I think you guys, as always, have hit the nail on the head with some of these areas. Neris says, just finished judging the CX Today Tech Awards, Best Conversational AI, Best AI for Employee Experience, etc. It is incredible to see the impact it's having on the agent experience. Also agree with Morris, working with lots of clients at the moment, opening the Pandora's box on AI insights, enlightening. Yes, I must admit I've seen some pretty spectacular stuff recently, including Centrical, where they showed how they could really help team leaders spot where they should be doing their work, and asking AI to say who in my team has a problem today and who should I be helping. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So I bet you saw some good stuff today, Neris. And I'm hoping, when you say it's incredible to see the impact it's having on the agent experience, in a positive way, is there anything you can share just that points to that? Is it that they're feeling more comfortable because they have the information they need at the right time? It's up to date. It's intuitive. Or is there anything else as well? Kind of those well-being supports I've seen. We had someone on the podcast from Sabio over a year, maybe even 2 years ago, talking about well-being support for agents using AI. Is it that kind of thing? I do hope so. So many good points here. I do think as well, as Kerry and Nick Holmes says, that QA is going to be supercharged through AI, and we'll have to really think about the people that we're getting into our QA teams. It used to be about, have you got good attention to detail? Are you okay? Are you a good listener? You're going to be going through noting down whether something did or didn't happen. Now I think QA, if they have AI in the mix, the teams in QA can do so much more deep dive stuff. They can do really interesting stuff. And that's going to mean maybe a different type of person, or certainly different training. So I think we're going to see an impact in AI. I also think surely we're going to see a big impact in WFM. That has to be something that's going to change. Spencer says customer service is seeing the biggest shift with AI to real-time voice and text tools. It's speeding up support and making it more accessible, especially for disabled customers. Well done, Spencer, for keeping that foremost in our minds. Beyond that, AI is transforming quality assurance, workforce planning, and agent coaching, helping contact centers become more efficient, compliant, and customer focused than ever before. Let us hope so. Let us hope so. So, just to give you all an update, you might have seen this on LinkedIn the other day. I shared the logo board of, this isn't even all of them, but the companies that have decided to invest in putting some, or in the smaller ones, all of their team leaders in the team leader community. It is wonderful to see. You can see we've got some great brands in lots of different verticals. Oh, Amandip, hello. How are you doing? But I wonder if I could ask for your help. As you know, for Get Out of Rap and for the team leader community, whilst many of you are friends and are always helpful, it is still just me. And I am hoping to get to a number of members of the community that would actually make it commercially beneficial to me. And for that, I need your help. So I can't offer anything but love and appreciation. But if you are out and about in the world and you are speaking to people who have team leaders, please can you point them in my direction, just so I get the opportunity to talk to more contact center leaders about signing up their team leaders in the community. We're at 578 team leaders, which is amazing. Maybe you want to join yourself. Right now it's $7.99 per person per month, but I could do with your help. I don't mind admitting it. I very rarely get time to do any selling, and I just would love to have more people to talk to about the community, because the conversion from showing someone the community to them wanting to sign up team leaders, aspiring team leaders, team managers is like 99%, I think. Anyone that's seen it then wants to sign people up, but I just would love to be able to talk to more people. And if you guys can help me in any way, you can always find me on LinkedIn, but can you send people my way? Don't worry, Aman Dips joined late. I'm so sorry. Don't worry. Peter, thank you, mate. It's definitely worth getting your TOs in the community. The content value is incredible. We should be up over 600 by the end of next week, which is very exciting. Wow, Martin, look at you. You're officially become a king of the TL community. Hey, listen, I'm with millions of people in America on this one. No kings. Of course, our king here in the UK, no problem with him. But I, I'm just a member of the community. I love interacting with people. We've had some lovely interactions already this morning. I'm doing a live stream later today talking about quality, actually, Peter. And it's my favorite place to be, jointly with this show. I do love doing this show, but certainly no king. But I do appreciate the sentiment, Spencer. Thank you very much. So yes, if you have team leaders and you're interested, please get in touch. If you are out and about in the world, our world, please can you send people my way? I would really appreciate it. Well, what a show we've had. What a show. Well done, Jamie, on winning the t-shirt. Thank you, Jackie, for coming in. We found out that Morris played his guitar in front of 500,000 people. We are going to return to that, Morris, and it's just lovely to virtually chat with you all. You're a wonderful, wonderful group of human beings. I hope you have a good rest of the week. Again, thank you to Quetzal, Alvaria, Better, and the forum for allowing me to do this. Look in your inboxes for a message about a very, very short survey I am doing with Quetzal for some research. It will only take about a minute, but it would be great if you could do it. I think that I recognize a few names here that will be getting the email. Thanks to you all. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. I won't say see you next week because I'll be doing these twice a month now, I think. But keep an eye out. I will send you the invite anyway. Have a lovely day, one and all. Bye-bye.